Hello. Uh, I decided to do this video again. I decided to do this video. Dress the same. I just posted a video that I completed earlier. So if you guys see the same clothes and everything, just because I don't always have the opportunity, so I'm taking the opportunity and I don't have time to change and all those things. Like I was saying, when I can make video, I have the opportunity to make video. I just make the video. It's not much about how I'm presented. It's more about what I want to talk about. As you will see in the title, I'm talking about infertility. Uh, Obviously, a lot of people, a lot of women, and men, obviously, but I will talk mostly about women because I'm a woman myself, and I have experience. Uh, I don't really know if I can call that infertility. You know, I know that a lot of women struggle to get pregnant. Me, that was not really the problem. But it's difficult when you know that you have been pregnant before, you have had a baby without any issue. And then when you're ready again to have another baby, it just don't happen. Yet you are with the same partner, you are with the same, it just don't happen. I also know in my, my close, my family, very close a member of my family who struggle also, who also had a baby before. But then after many years, many years were pursuing all the things, were doing all the walking, all those things. And then finally they were settled again and they decided I wanted to have a baby. And it's like very, very difficult. In my own experience, I had my daughter when I was 28. And she was my first pregnancy ever. So I got pregnant with her after just 2 months of trying. So it was very easy, especially because I was scared. I was thinking maybe I'm not gonna be able to get pregnant because the background, like being in school, being a teenager, being a young lady. I had my very serious boyfriend. I think I was 21. And obviously I was never, I was not looking to have a baby at 21. However, I have a lot of friends of mine who were getting pregnant, even though they were on pill or other things. Some had the implant, got pregnant. So seeing all that happening a lot around me, I was like, it never happened to me. Maybe I can't have kids. So I never really tried. But that's the way I felt because it's like everybody is doing what I'm doing, yet they get pregnant. So in me, it never happened to me. So anyway, so so when I met my kid's father, obviously we went through the relationship, everything, and when we decided that both of us wanted to have a baby, we went to in London they call it sex clinic, to do all the tests for all type of things to like all the disease, all the sexually transmitted disease and all that, to make sure that we both were clean to start the family, and we both were clean. So straight away we started. 2 months later I was pregnant. So I was very happy. I'm like, okay, it's working. So I had my daughter. And I was very happy to have my daughter. I was not ready to have another baby anytime soon. I was into other projects. I was working into other things. I just put all my saving into business. I was opening a shop, beauty shop and all that. So it was like I was nowhere ready to have another baby. But something happened. I'm not ready to talk about that right now. Let's just say, I will talk about that another time. I'm not ready to talk about that episode right now. Anyway, something happened. And I dealt with it. And maybe 6 months, 8 months after that, I had my period. What I thought was my period. But the thing is that my period normally lasts 5 days. But this one was going on and on and on, and it was not really like period, it was not like, it was very, that the very little blood, the blood had funny color, like pinkish by the end and all those things. And I was like a bit in pain. I'm not in pain when I have my period. So all those things. So I went to the GP, and for some reason they did the pregnancy test. It was positive. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, 6 months ago I'd say I was not ready. You know what? Okay. But then also found that funny because my first daughter, I never bleed. I missed my period. I knew I was pregnant. The whole pregnancy, there was no bleeding. Had my baby. But this one, that is funny, like this, I was like a bit. And after some time, the GP or everything found out I was having a miscarriage. And this situation happened more than like recorded. They recorded that the GP, they recorded it more than I, the hospital also, like 6, 7 times, where I will miscarry before even I really know that I'm pregnant. So it's only when I have, because my period are very irregular. So when I have my period, for me I thought it was my period, but actually it was not the period, it was. And then when it dragged like that, I start feeling the pain and all those things. I go to the GP, or someone will know twice. I went to the emergency, and they will do a scan, they will do, oh, you're pregnant and all those things, but it will never develop into a pregnancy. I will continue bleeding until it will end. So I'm lucky enough that I never went through, like 2, 3 months pregnancy where they have to go clean everything. I never went through that, and I'm very, very grateful of that. I'm very, very grateful of that. I never went through where I'm like, okay, I'm 4 weeks pregnant or 8 weeks, like start making that. I never went through that. But nevertheless, I went through those miscarriage. So this happened like in the space of maybe 3 years. It was happening like 2, 3 times a year. I was going through this. And then I went to the gynecologist in the hospital, and they did many tests and everything, checked everything. They said there was no issue, that they don't understand why I cannot keep the pregnancy, that everything looks good, and that they didn't know what was going on. It went on like that. So after that, after the last one, because like I said, the 6 were recorded at the hospital, and I know that I had another at least 2 or 3 at home where I didn't even need to go to the hospital. But like I took a pregnancy test, it was positive. I took another one like 2 days later, it was positive. I took another one like a week later, it was negative. So it went through. After that, after the last one, let's say the eighth, ninth one, nothing happened again for like 2, 3 years. There was nothing. So I didn't get pregnant again, nothing. And at this point, everybody who is going through, everybody want to have a baby, even though you already have one baby, even if you already have 2 babies. If at some point in your life you want to have a baby, it become an obsession. Like, that's all you think about. That's, because sometimes people think that because you already have one child, it's all right. It's only later that you are able to reason yourself, that you're able to think like that, when you really feel like, you know what, I'm tired of all this. Because at some point I was so tired of all those things that I was like, I went to the GP. I told them that if they can just cut everything, inside, so that I won't expect to get pregnant, so I won't have to deal with all that anymore. They told me you were too young, and at the same time that I was crazy. But that's the state of mind in which I was back then. Like, it was an obsession. Like, I was getting crazy about it. I wanted to have a second baby and all those things. And it's very funny because as human beings, we think that we control everything, but we control nothing. I understand that some women will plan, okay, I want to get pregnant, then they will get pregnant there. I think that just luck. That just maybe their destiny, that's just their destiny. But the reality is that we control nothing. No one control anything. We don't control anything. Things happen when they are ready to happen, or they don't happen because they were not meant to happen. But it's not we are not the cause of it. Obviously, I understand people will tell me, yeah, I work hard for where I am today. If I didn't work hard, I won't be there. Yeah, maybe. But like I said, walking outside yourself, outside of you, like you're walking there, following a career, having a good job and all that. Yes, let's say you have some type of control because yeah. But when it comes to a body, like what is going on with your body, you don't control it. You don't. So I was like, so after a few years, like after years of miscarriages and after 2 years or 3 years with nothing happening, I'm like, you know what? I have one daughter. I mean, the most amazing daughter. I'm lucky enough. Some people don't even have that one. I think I should just be happy with what I have and just let it be, not thinking about it anymore, not looking, like pregnancy tests every month and all that. No, no, leave all those things. In the meantime, I was having my final exam for my degree, and before my exam was due those 2 weeks, I lost my brother. So I sat for my exam, and after I went back home to bury my brother. And while I was there, just few days after we buried my brother, my dad died. My dad was not sick. It was just the pain of losing his son. He died. So like this crushed me. Like it was the type of pain you don't even imagine feeling. Only somebody who went through something like that can. I mean, it was like. So at this point, any maternity, future maternity, all that was not even at the horizon. Like I was not even there. I was not there. When I came back, I was very spiritual. I always been spiritual in my life, but it's something that I was like kind of stepping away from, like not scared of. I know that I always have a calling, about spirituality and all those things, but I didn't really want to step in it with my two my 2 feet. I was like, I was not ready. But when I came back, I was in full mode. I was meditating, I was communicating, I was connecting, and I was fasting. Like I thought that I was going to be that sad person, that sad person, like sad or funny enough. No, I was so at peace. I was very at peace with everything that happened. The way it hurts me, because at this point I was still like crying every day. But it was not I don't know how to say it. I knew where they were. I knew they were in a better place, like death for me, especially when it comes to African spirituality, death is not the end. I mean, it's the end for some individual, but generally it's not the end. So I know that, and I have many signs of it that it was not the end while I was there. When I came back, I have all those things. But the pain to say I have so many things I wanted to discuss with my dad. I have so many things I wanted to know. I have so many questions. I have so many things I wanted to. So all those things saying I'm not going to have the opportunity to sit with him, to talk with him, to ask him all those things. And saying I will never see my brother again. Like, yeah, we are adults. But you go back to when you guys were growing up. That was my brother, the one that I come just after him. Like, remember all the thing when we were little. It was very, very difficult. It was difficult on that light. But like I said, spiritually, I knew that it was not the end. But the missing them, knowing that they're not there anymore, and at the same time seeing the impact that them not being there, how things gonna be, like almost no hope, because it's like those are like very, very important people in the family. Both of them going at the same time. Like, where are we going from here? What's going to happen? We are most of my sister and myself, we are not there, what's going to happen? We're going to hold all this together here. So it was all those things that were painful. And also when I went there, so many things has changed, not in the good way. And that also hurt me a lot. Because, when you're a child growing up, and I left there when I was still a child. So I didn't idealize it. But it was looking at it from today, it was a paradise for a young child growing up. It was a paradise in so many aspects. But going back, it has completely changed. Everything has changed. And those are all those things that was in my mind. What happened, all those things. So, like I say, I was very meditating, connecting, communicating, fasting. Was very at peace. I was very at peace, very in tune with myself. It was crazy. It was like, I was like, nothing was impossible. Like, I didn't have doubt. I didn't have questions that remain unanswered. Like, all my questions were answered. Like, communicating with them, every question I had was answered. And that later, if I need to do research. I found exactly what was answered back to me. It's difficult to understand when you're not there, but I'm telling you, spirituality, like I said, as African, we are spiritual. We're both spiritual beings. It's not something you pick up. It's not a religion. It's part of us. So it's on you. Some people don't develop it. But me, I was taken into that when I was little. I didn't even know what spirituality was. I was very young when it started showing itself to me. So, and finally when I went back there and I decided to embrace it, it's like it was something else. So it's in the mix of all this that I found out I was pregnant. When I was not even expecting anymore, when I was like, I was okay. I mean, I was at peace with myself, the fact that I'm not going to have another baby, and I was okay with it. And that's when I found out I was pregnant. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know why for over 6 years, I struggled with everything I struggled with. And eventually for 2 years, I couldn't get pregnant. And then out of nowhere, when I was not expecting it anymore, but then I also know that was better when I got pregnant with my daughter, physically, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. So probably all this together, heal whatever that needed to be healed for the pregnancy to happen. So yes, that's what I went through. So that's what I was saying, that I don't really know if I can call that infertility. Maybe my infertility, the real infertility, was for 3 years. But because the other 3 years or 4 years, I was having miscarriages. So very early miscarriages. So we were never recorded as a pregnancy, but we were pregnancy tests or blood tests show that I was pregnant. However, like I said, a lot of women struggle with different, I know a lot of women who have been pregnant before, who for 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, they were doing other things. They were not ready to have another pregnancy. And finally, when they decided after all that time to have another baby, it was not happening. Personally, those are kind of things that no one can really explain. Sometimes there's no explanation. Sometimes there's explanation. Sometimes they can say that your fallopian tube are blocked, or you have developed some case. I don't know. Case, I think case in French. I'm mixing the word, inside your uterus and all those things. And that's what prevent the pregnancy. It's very crushing because it's like, that you had done it before, it worked, and then suddenly it's not working anymore. So you're like, why is it not working anymore? I done it before. So like I say, it's not less painful because you already have a child before. It's as painful. Because especially because you have had a child before. You had a child before, so why can't I have another child? Why can't I just get pregnant again like I did before? I just feel like in some cases it's like machine. Our bodies are like machines. Any machine, the car, You get a car, the most beautiful, luxurious, strong car. If you leave it parked somewhere for 5 years, at that now when you want to start it, it will start. At that it, especially if you know if you don't do anything about it, you don't you don't service it, you don't do anything. At that the car will start when you come after 5 years to start it. I'm not even talking about 10 years or 15 years. So it's a process. So for all the people who are struggling, all I can say is, like I said earlier, we're not really in control. And I feel like most of those things are bound with destiny. So, but just make sure that you do everything that you need to do to clear your mind, to clear your body, to remove everything that is too. I hear somebody one day, some old lady said that one spiritual man asked her, "You say you want to have a baby. Do you have a place for that baby in your life?" The lady said she was very busy, like all her life. She has always meet that person who plan, who say, I want to reach there, and she reached there, like professionally. Like she was very valiant, like she had made it. She was walking, like at work, everything was just working for her. But she was busy, busy, busy constantly. So that's why the question they ask her: do you have a place for that baby in your life? So sometimes we don't have the place for that being that we want to have in our life. So we already have to look at our life, seeing what we can, especially when when your infertility is not, because so many times doctors will say everything looks good. We don't understand why you can't get pregnant. So sometimes they will say you will never have a baby. Many women that they say to them they would never have a baby end up having babies. So just in yourself as a human being, as an individual, just try to clear your life. Just try to put your life in order. Just try to be lighter, in the sense that don't hang on things. Don't just let yourself live. I know it's easy to say, but I feel like without even trying to have a baby, that's what I was doing when I came back after my brother and my dad passed away. And that's how I end up having a baby, because I was at that place where I was no all these material things, all these all these material things, all these things that we push through. Although I was still a student, I just started another course. All those things I was doing it, but it was not something you do or die thing. I was doing it, but it was not. Uh, there was nothing that was like too important for me. There was nothing that I was going to hold on into. I let everything go. I let everything just be the way that it has to be. I let everything just be. And myself, I was just who I was, with myself, in touch and in tune with myself. And that's when it happened, when I was not even expecting it. So I feel like everybody will consciously or unconsciously will find the way. But that's eventually what you need to do. Let go of everything that stress your mind, stress your body. Let go of all those things. Just be you and just be in tune with yourself. So thank you for watching. The video was a bit long. I was not expecting it to be that long. Thank you for watching, and I will try to make more video, and let me know what you think about the video so far. So don't forget to subscribe again, like, and comment, please. Thank you. Have a good day. Next video. Bye.